This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It is an honor to have you here. I talk to people about gardening quite often, individually or even in groups, and all too often I hear the word can't when I talk of gardening to people. Can't. I can't garden. Seems almost endless, the reasons they come up with. Almost like exercise, you can find 1,000 reasons not to exercise. So it is with gardening. They might say that there's their property, they don't want to tear up their grass to start a garden. Or they'll say there's too much shade in their yard to grow a garden. Or they'll say the landlord won't let them tear up the grass if they rent. Then you take the next step, they'll say things like, well, the apartment I live in, I can't grow a garden there. Or they'll take another thought on that same line, saying the light from in their apartment just isn't enough to grow a garden. They can always find a lot of reasons not to garden. And so I do my very best to try to wiggle the branches of whatever they throw at me. So I usually bring along a little jar of wheat, just common wheat, organically grown wheat, you bet. Don't know how well you can see that. Just wheat, you bet. And tell them that wheat has been grown for thousands of years by Stone Age minded people that still grew their own food. Because they didn't have food stamps back then. Maybe down the road we won't again. But let's talk another thing that they quite often will say, well, it's wintertime. Wintertime. You can't grow any food in the winter. It's too cold out there. There's no way that germination or anything else can happen in the winter. Are they telling the truth? Well, they must be. They think it. And there's no possible way in the middle of February, like right now, that you can grow seed and germinate it and grow plants. Yes. Wheat. No soil. Soaked for 12 hours and drained. Soak it again for 12 hours. Lay it out on a pan, cover it, keep it moist and wet. And that's what you'll have. A nice carpet of wheat. You say you can't eat it. That's right. Wheat is not digestible by humans. But your pets would love to chew on it. Absolutely. At the same time, you can juice wheat. It's a wheat grass, if you will. And that can be juiced, and that is, by many, consider it quite healthy. Some people don't like the taste, each to their own. But there's a capability and a proof that you can grow indoors, no light, no extra heat, nothing, and it still germinated, it still grew in the middle of winter. And that's just the beginnings of what you might be able to do if you just quit saying, I can't.